The answer to that is absolutely not. One of the first times I spoke after the book was published, this guy in the audience, he said, I'm an atheist, but I went and did the Santiago pilgrimage a few years ago, and it changed my life. And I'm going to have to spend the rest of my life trying to work out what went on. I thought that was a really, really intriguing comment from someone because, there's so many people. And one of the great sort of conversations that I had that I share in the book was with an Australian woman. And we were talking about faith and religion and the demise of Christianity. And that was the kind of language that I was using, the crisis of faith in the Western world. And she's just said, there isn't a crisis of faith. She said that so many people are spiritually curious, have a hunger for deeper realities than is offered by consumerism. The problem, she said, is that there's a crisis of faith in the institutions of religion, a crisis of trust, a crisis of the language that I talked about before, which seems to be so alienating and sometimes a wee bit secretive. Crisis of the church sometimes giving answers to questions that people haven't even begun to ask and isn't really doing enough listening. Sometimes the church is just thinking it's got all the answers without actually listening to what questions are going through people's hearts and minds. So the one thing I'd want to sort of suggest to people is you absolutely don't have to be religious to do this. But what is really worth anticipating is what this experience will do to you and how it will deepen your thinking.